There's this weird narrative going around on YouTube, specifically with these travel YouTubers, Kurt Cass and Bald and Bankrupt, some others that I can name, that somehow the West has fallen. They go to these European cities like Brussels, London, Paris, and they make these really weird travel vlogs of walking around, either one, heckling people and starting verbal confrontations, or just going around to lower income communities and neighborhoods and pointing to trash on the ground or unhoused people, specifically unhoused or low-income immigrants, specifically in Europe's case, Muslims or North Africans. And they paint this weird racist narrative that somehow the West or Europe has fallen because of immigration. It's very bizarre and kind of disheartening considering just the blatant racism out there now. Today I have Kurt Cass. He's got this really weird, he's doing this really weird series in Europe right now. He's currently in the UK, but he's done ones in Paris and Brussels, Belgium, about immigrants and just racist talking points and white nationalist, Christian nationalist talking points about immigrants and anti-Muslim and also anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ+.
And welcome to the capital of the European Union.
I don't understand why, but he thinks Brussels is communist. It's very bizarre.
And behind us, the EU Parliament. Check it out. Democracy in action.
Like, he's anti-EU, he's anti-democracy. He wants like authoritarian, I think, white nationalism or something. Capitalistic white nationalism, authoritarianism. He like loves that, I guess, now. This guy used to make videos in South America, like Colombia, of like just like Passport Bro style travel vlogs of him just like chasing young, attractive Latinas. Now he's just like a full-blown Nazi, like white nationalist. He hates immigrants. He's Islamophobic. He's transphobic, homophobic. It's very bizarre. It's such a weird fall off.
Welcome to Brussels. So, let's go and see the city where almost half of the population is of foreign descent and is one of the most dangerous cities in the EU. So,
by the way, in this video he meets up with a Belgium nationalist, kind of like a Nick Fuentes, but for Belgium. And they do this talking point of like there's foreign invaders and now there's native Belgian population is a minority. That's not true. The foreign born is like 20%, less than 20%. But they'll mention it later in the video.
Check it out.
When they pass legislation, they have to get it all.
Whoa, don't walk here, bro. Come around.
When the EU
Two grown-ass men, I'm assuming in their mid to late 30s, are scared of the LGBTQ+ flag that's painted on the street. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Gay people have done absolutely nothing to you.
Molenbeek, where some of the terrorists that orchestrated the Bataclan attacks in Paris and the Brussels bombings were sheltered.
Not true. Completely misinformation. The perpetrators of the 2016 Brussels bombings, they either got life sentences or the co-conspirators, they got like 20, 30 years. So no one was like given shelter. They all got life sentences or they got like decades in prison. So I don't know why he says that.
His book. There goes an e-bike ninja.
A lot of his videos, he doesn't like people on e-bikes. That was just a local Brussels person on an e-bike, and then Kurt has something against walkable cities and like e-bikes. It's so schizo and bizarre, but he has like a conspiracy theory about everything. Everything is like a secret agenda to him.
Godfried of Bouillon, who led the First Crusade to the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
Yeah, he's pro like Christian nationalist. He doesn't like Muslims at all, so that's why he liked that statue.
Osama.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Osama?
I live here in Brussels. I was born in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Niger. Yeah, Nigeria.
Igbo or Yoruba?
Edo.
It's about that time.
He cut that interaction short because he doesn't like talking to a person of color, probably. Kurt ass, ladies and gentlemen. Now he's gonna go on and he doesn't like walkable cities. Look at this. Check this out, what he's about to say about this beautiful neighborhood, this beautiful downtown area. Check what he has to say about it.
Paris. We've just jumped straight into it, straight into the vlog, into the simulation.
If that's a simulation, bro, please plug me into it. That looks beautiful. It's walkable, there's bikes, there's shops, kebab shops, there's coffee shops. It's perfect. It's got everything you need. You can people watch, chain smokes, cigarettes, and drink espressos and just people watch. But he thinks it's some sort of like Matrix simulation. The dude's a schizo.
Ed Sheeran.
He really doesn't like how diverse it is, because he goes on in this video pointing to the LGBT plus flag and pointing to Muslims and other minorities. That's what he doesn't like about it.
Nice spot there. Nice bum. Check it out, guys. Name a more iconic duo. The European Union flag and...
He's obsessed with women in hijabs who aren't doing anything to him, and the pride flag.
Architecture to this uninspiring industrial,
Post-industrial.
communist.
This is so funny, this segment. He thinks this is uninspiring industrial parks. You should see the uninspiring industrial parks in the United States, in North America, even in Canada, because that actually looks pretty good. I wish we could have those industrial parks over here in the US. And it literally looks the same as the other parts of the city he was in. This is so weird.
Literally 15 minutes away from where we just came from. Crossed the river and you met with this, streets like this filled with...
Look at that neighborhood. That looks perfectly fine. What is his issue with it? It looks relatively clean. Those houses look great. I would love to have an apartment there. He hates walkable cities. Kurt ass.
Streets like this filled with rubbish.
That's literally just a cardboard box sitting on the ground. What is he pointing at? That street looks fine.
Yes, the state will clean it up.
If you don't feel like you belong here, you don't feel a part of the place, why would you
Well,
value it?
they do it back home as well.
What do you do back home in South Africa? You and your people? Like how he said, the other guy, his like bodyguard, whatever, he's like, if they don't belong, they feel like they don't belong. It's like, well, maybe that's because of you. Maybe that's because of the locals. Maybe that's because of white Europeans don't make them feel welcome.
Wherever they go, same results. Fucking trash everywhere.
There's literally no trash anywhere. Look at this street. What a phony, bro. What a liar.
Right, guys, we made it to the Moreland West train station. Right here in Molenbeek.
Look at that neighborhood, bro. He's like, this is like hell on earth. This is such a ghetto. And you look at it and it looks really nice.
And I've had to put on my Conquest.
And he just plugs his BS merch. Like, dude, you're such a clown. You're such a phony. Here's when they meet up with this white supremacist Belgium nationalist.
Langenhove.
Dries van Langenhove, yes.
Very difficult name to pronounce.
Dries van Langenhoven, whatever, some Nazi.
Do you want to introduce yourself for those of you who don't know him?
I'm Dries van Langenhove, a nationalist activist from Belgium. Used to be
I'm unemployed. That's essentially what that translates to. I'm a loser racist that's unemployed.
the youngest member of parliament in Belgium. And I'm fighting to make sure that the lands of our ancestors remain the lands of our...
What's so funny about these like Nazis and these white nationalists, it's the same as the ones in the USA, like Nick Fuentes, is they always cry about like birth rates and preserving their ancestry. But it's like the white European birth rate is in the toilet. Like, you should have had more babies. Don't get mad at immigrants that come in and like replace you when like you guys didn't even have children. Like, that's your own fault. Sorry, that's Darwinism 101, survival of the fittest. Stop crying about immigrants when your guys' birth rate is like 1.0 per household. Nick Fuentes, the one always crying about like the whiteness in America and like birth rates and everything, but he's like childless. I don't know this guy, he might have kids, but all these nationalists and like white supremacists, they don't have kids, none of them.
Our descendants, and in Brussels, the jewel of Europe, that is clearly not...
It's not the jewel of Europe. Like, I don't agree with Kurt trying to make it out to be this hellscape, but it's definitely not the jewel of Europe. I definitely disagree with this guy. Greece is the jewel of Europe.
Well, in the whole of Brussels, it's about 88% foreigners, so I think that may be a record in Europe, actually.
88% foreigners, that's what this guy claims. He's actually wrong. It's only 37%. I've looked it up. 37% of Belgium's population is foreign-born. And those foreign-born are from other EU countries. They're from Italy, they're from, I think, Eastern Europe, and they're from, like, Spain. It's not, like, sub-Saharan Africans like he wants to make it sound like. It's only 37%, not 88%, and they're from other EU countries. So this guy's a liar. He doesn't know what he's talking about. What's so embarrassing is he's from there, and he's, like, a nationalist activist, so you should get the data right, but he doesn't. So embarrassing.
And Molenbeek is one of the worst, so I would think that there's only about 1 or 2% natives left here in Molenbeek, and they live in the few
1 or 2%, more like 77%, bro.
Because they couldn't find anything else. For years they've tried to find dirt on me, tried to find anything that I would have done that would be illegal, for which they could shut me up or send me to jail even.
Or you were just a bad politician. Like, again, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this guy, his name was Patrick Little. He was voting for, he ran for, in California, in a seat in Congress or the House or whatever. And he ran on like this white supremacist, anti-Israel, platform. And he didn't win. Like, obviously. And I just remember, this guy reminds me of him, where like you run on these fringe politics, and then when you don't get elected, they act like they're like persecuted. It's like, no, you're just kind of a loser that no one voted for, and so they expelled you. People aren't gung-ho about going to vote for a white supremacist.
They couldn't find anything, so they just used a few politically incorrect memes from 8 years ago, and they labeled this as hate speech, and they gave...
Because it probably is hate speech, that's why. And that's a crime in a lot of countries.
Give me a prison sentence of 1 year for this and a 10-year ban from politics. That's how the Brussels regime...
Bro, that's kind of based. I wish we could do that in America. Like, if you're a Nazi, a white supremacist, capitalist, racist, you should get banned from politics, honestly. Like, Trump should have never been allowed to run again. So, especially with all of the allegations and all the controversies. You should be banned. Like, why in America, why do we let these people run? So, good on Belgium.
Have to go to jail.
It's, yeah, you can feel the atmosphere just change from where we were a moment ago to now.
What? It's literally the same part of town. Look at the town. I'm showing it right now. It looks fine. Everywhere they walk looks the same. These guys are schizo, bro. This is schizophrenia. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're definitely making phone calls right now, and soon there will be cars circling, young guy.
What? This dude's act like he's on the Belgium's most wanted list. They're out to get me. They're circling, they're watching me. This is paranoia. There's nobody around. There's nobody watching them. Look.
There's a big shooting here, and people,
right over here.
Yeah, people were shot. People were shot. In this area, it's handguns. If you go to Anderlecht, which is only like 2 kilometers from here, you will have Kalashnikovs.
I've done research on this, and the violent crime rate in Belgium, the gun violence in Belgium is high for European standards, but it's still very, 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 very low compared to global standards or compared to the USA. Whereas in the USA, I think, what is it, like 13? It's like 6 or 9 per 100,000 people, gun deaths, and then like Latin America, it's like 13, something like El Salvador, it's like 13 point something per 100,000 people. Belgium, it's like 1.3 per 100,000 people. So it's like, he's complaining about it. I guess it's high for like comparing it to Switzerland, but it's still extremely low. I just don't like this narrative that he's trying to paint it like it's Mad Max because of immigrants. It's like, it's slightly on a tick up, but for the most part, pretty safe, Belgium.
So very typical of these neighborhoods is that the government will invest a lot of money here, because the leftist ideology says that if you just throw enough money at them, if you have enough like social workers, nice playgrounds, football fields.
Leftist ideology, that's a proven fact that if you invest in a community, specifically a low-income community, crime goes down and people's quality of life and well-being and opportunity goes up. That's not leftist ideology, bro. That's just a proven fact. Like, what is he talking about? What is he on? Like, what's your problem? You don't like investing in communities and like enriching people's lives and bettering people's lives? That's a good thing. Investing in communities is good. And maybe that's why you were voted out of parliament, because you have no solutions. It's just like the right-wing white supremacists in America. They just complain. They're just reactionaries. They don't actually have a solution for the struggles of their people and for the country. They have no solutions. This guy doesn't. It's like, if you really cared about your people and your country, what are some of your solutions, bro? Because investing and pouring money into communities is good, and that benefits your country. This guy wants to just whine about everything, and whine about immigrants, and whine about birth rate.
They will all become very model citizens, you know, but that's not the case. They will...
That literally is the case. That is a proven fact, that you invest in community and it flourishes, that community flourishes. Also, why is he complaining about this neighborhood? There's literally women and children walking around playing, bro. It looks pretty safe and clean to me. He doesn't like it because they're immigrants, they're foreigners, they're darker skinned people than him. That's why he doesn't like it. But it looks like a perfectly fine neighborhood.
Very quickly, of course, again, not generalizing here, not all of them.
You 100% are generalizing, bro.
But some of them will just immediately trash the place, put graffiti on it.
These guys are following us, by the way.
He's not following you. You're schizophrenic. That guy was minding his own business. And also, look at that playground in that park. It's relatively clean. It's safe. Kids are out. Families are out. You guys are schizo.
Yeah, I think we should change neighborhoods quite soon.
Yeah, bro, change the neighborhood because you're in Mad Max Escape from LA. Or those women in their hijabs and those children, they're gonna get you, man. You guys better get out of there. 3 grown-ass men in their physical prime and they're worried about women and children. This is so pathetic.
But anyway, as I was saying, they made, it was a funny or even a sad story. They made a new football field in one of these neighborhoods for the youth. And in less than 24 hours, you can fact check that. Less than 24 hours after the football field was inaugurated, it was completely broken down. Like all the material was put up.
That's football culture all over the world. Like, it's ghetto. Like, every team, whenever a team loses or wins, there's a riot. Like, I don't think that's just specific to your immigrant community in your country that you're trying to paint a negative picture of. That's literally football culture all over the world, bro.
On fire, graffiti.
Wow.
They even trashed like the rubber court, completely broken down in less than 24 hours.
There's just gangs of youth on these little e-bikes just
Everywhere, yeah.
not working.
What day is it today? Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
Those are literally 2 young men minding their own business on e-bikes, and they're saying they're a gang of unemployed youth. You have no idea who those people are. They could be coming to and from class. They could be going to and from work. He's just generalizing people on e-bikes. This is so hilarious. And then look at the surroundings. It looks really clean and peaceful. Like, these guys are so hilarious. This picture that they're trying to paint of Brussels. That is some like Escape from LA, chaos. By this logic, you could go to any street in the world, any city in the world, and point to people on e-bikes saying, look, see, look, those are criminals. This is schizo behavior, man.
Right guys, so we've relocated from Molenbeek to one of the...
Right, guys, we relocated to one safe, walkable part of town where people were out playing, women and children were out enjoying the day. Birds were whistling in the trees, and we've relocated to another walkable, clean part of the city where people are out enjoying their lives and the sun is shining. Europe has fallen. This is Escape from LA.
I think this may be the single biggest train station in the country, yeah.
Wow.
You can smell, yeah, you can smell the piss.
Yeah.
Look at that e-bike just sitting there. I thought this was a hellscape, a crime-ridden hellscape, bro. Wouldn't that have been stolen if what you're saying is true? I think you're full of shit, and I don't think you know what you're talking about. Because that should be stolen, shouldn't it?
Now imagine you're a tourist and this is what you have to arrive upon. You get out the train station and you met with this.
I like this talking point that the right always says, oh, what about the tourists? They might feel embarrassed if they go out and see homeless people. It's like, what about the people that actually live on the street? It's like, it's never about humans. It's always about what's going to affect the economy. Kurt is worried about the tourist sector. He's not actually worried about the person that's living on the street. It's just a funny, like, talking point I noticed the right wing loves. It's like, well, what's going to hurt the economy? What's going to hurt tourism? They really don't care about human suffering. They just care about the little number going up and down on the screen.
Yeah, what makes my case even more...
I love this guy. Like, every time Kurt puts the camera at him, he just makes it about himself. Like, oh, look what they're doing to me. Look what platform I was banned off of. Or, I did this. They did this to me. It's like, bro, do you really love your country and care about your country's well-being? Or are you just trying to put the spotlight on yourself? A lot of people that run for office are just narcissists that just want to be in the center of attention. They actually don't want to change things.
It happened to you for sharing a meme, guys. Not for...
I like Kurt's bodyguard. He just stands in the back all the time like this. Yeah. I agree. He's just a prop, bro. It's like, you're not adding anything constructive to the conversation. Why are you there? He's just Kurt Ass's shadow.
Atlantic Europe. Have you ever been shopping online?
And then Kurt just plugs his BS merch in the middle of the video. This guy's such a charlatan. This is what I don't like. It's like, first of all, the West hasn't fallen. It's not as bad as you paint it out to be. You know, it's just these videos, these clickbaity videos that are rooted in nonsense, that play on people's phobias of immigrants and minorities. You just make these bullshit videos just to sell your stupid merch. You're such a grifter, bro. You're such a grifter.